Hello everyone, my name is Mabel, blessed in Udo. Today on our voice, I'll be talking about what parents demands from their children. Just like every human on the face of the earth crave for love and attention, so does our parents too. Who wouldn't crave for love when you've given your whole time, invested your time, giving everything you have to take care of your child? Who wouldn't want love and affection and respect from such a child? Our parents, they want to be loved. They want to be cared for. They want to see their investments in you. They want to know that their investment in their child wasn't in vain. Are you caring for your parents? Sometimes back, I was privileged to sit in the midst of three elderly men, three old men, and I was sitting very close to them, so I was privileged to hear what they were discussing. The first man said this. He said, he's an old man. He said his father gave birth to 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy, that he is the only man in the family. And most times his father usually complains that his 3 daughters, they hardly call him since they got married, they've given birth to children, that they hardly call or check up on him, that they don't even send money to him, and that basically he is the only one of his father's children that sends money, calls, visits, that he doesn't know what's wrong with his sisters, that since they got married, they just abandoned their father, and the man is worried. That he was even surprised that when his father called his siblings and said they should come, that he wants to share some of his properties to them. That before he even got to the village, that the sisters all of them are already they were already in the village. The dad shook his head and poured out his mind, said he has willed almost everything to him. That's the son. Because the son is the only one that was taking care of him, and these and the girls, the women, they were complaining, they were just why, and he was just surprised that women, I don't know. Then the second man said he has really established his children, like trained them abroad and all that, they are doing well, but that the children hardly calls him to check up on him, how is he doing. And this is somebody that's lost his wife like so many years ago, that the children hardly sends money to him. That it's not like he is asking them for money or is depending on them for survival. No, this is from his outlook, you know this man is a rich man, that all he needs is just for his children to check up on him, call, daddy, how you doing, daddy this, daddy, because he gave up his entire life for his children. He never got married to his second wife so that his children will not have a second wife coming to oppress them, intimidate them, and then they might not be able to achieve what they are supposed to become in life, because he felt, let me sacrifice for my children. I don't need to get a second wife after I lost my wife, so that my children can at least become something. They can be emotionally stable, physically, no woman will come and be oppressing them more. So he stayed back. He gave up those entire years for his children. And now he's old and the children are not even concerned about him. The old man said his pain is just that if he had not worked well his entire life during his youthful age, that is this how his lot will be like. His children will just abandon him. Let's assume he doesn't even have money, he has not really suffered or paid the price to become what he is today. That is not depending on his children. That's why he's not going to leave anything for them, so that they will also work hard and earn their own money and see how it feels. Then the third one said his brother just died of liver problem. That funny enough, when the brother died, they were shocked. The whole family was shocked to see that the brother willed everything to his girlfriend. And this is because he was legally married, he had a wife, and they separated. Now the son of the former wife, the first wife, neglected him, never took care of him, even when he was sick. All those periods he was sick, it was the girlfriend that stood by him throughout the period he was in hospital. That girl was there for him. And they just felt, okay, this girl that has given me her time for 7 years, I cannot just leave her empty-handed. So I guess he changed his will, like the girl became the next of kin, changed all his property to the name of that girl that he didn't even marry. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, our parents are really yearning for care. Oh. Don't let your own, if you are there and you're not taking care of your parents, you're not even showing them care, you're not, don't let your own be like this. So I'm not even talking about what you stand to gain, but it is wrong. It is wrong for you to just neglect the people who once gave you their time, gave you everything just to make you become who you are today, or even not who you are, set you on the path that you are today. Remember, they've always been there. They were the one that gave birth to you. When you were a baby, they took care of you. When you were a child, they nurtured you. When you were a teenager, they were there, paid your school fees, took care of you, gave you the best. Don't let the case of your father be the case of the story I read or I watched on the internet, where the old man took his phone to a phone repairer and said, I don't know, please can you check this phone? I don't know if the phone is not working or because it doesn't ring, nothing. And the phone repairer looked at, but there's nothing wrong with your phone. How come my children do not call me or have not heard from my children? Please don't let that be the fate of, don't let that happen to your parents. Parents want to be loved, they want attention, they want to be involved in your life. Don't just abandon them in the village, or maybe you're outside the country, you just neglect them, you don't call. Video calls, all those things, they matter. Send them money. I remember when my mom was still in the village, some of the things that just keeps her bubbling and strong is when I send her money a month end, my mom will be happy, and all those things, those little things you do, calling, checking up, sending monies, it matters to them. It matters to them. You know, you might not know the value of having your parents because you have them. Go ask a child who doesn't, go ask a fatherless child or a motherless child, or a child who is sleeping on the bridge, or a child who doesn't have somebody to even say, how are you doing, I love you, or value your parents, value them, love them. How do you make them feel loved? They want to hear your voice, especially when you are not in close proximity with them, when they don't see you understand, maybe you're far away, you're schooling, you're out of the country, or they are in the village, you're in the city trying to hustle and all that. Call them every once in a while. Call them often. Call them just the way you will call your girlfriend or your boyfriend when you understand, when you're so in love with someone, you want to hear their voice. Call your parents too. They want that love because they were your first love now. And if you can visit them once in a while. Buy them gifts. Shower them with gifts. Like, let them know that, man, you're always on my mind, mother. Especially when you know your mom is bereaved of her husband, or your dad is bereaved of his wife, and then there's no one left with him or with her. You are the only one he or she will turn to. So will you want to neglect them? Please remember them. Make them your priority, because you were once their priority. There was a time you still mean everything to them anyway. Make them your priority. You don't know, maybe while growing up, your mother had to quit her job just to take care of you, just to give you all the whole attention and make you become somebody, so that you don't go on the wrong path. Who knows, those extra hours your dad had to put in to give you the best of education, to give you a sense of belonging. You don't know the sacrifices they made. You were once their priority. I know some parents that maybe they don't really have, but they would ensure that they give their children the best of education because they believe in the value of education. And you wouldn't know the price they had to pay to put you in that good school, to pay school fees. Jesus Christ. Let's make our time for our parents. Let's show them love. Show them love, because one day you are going to be old. Your children, you will marry, you will give birth, your children will maybe leave you or something. If your children treat you the way you are treating your parents right now, will you be happy when that time comes? Judge, ask yourself that question. I don't know if you might fall under the category of people who say, my mother offended me, my dad did this to me, and you refuse to check up on them or call, or, it's time to forgive them. No matter what they've done, it's time to forgive them. Remember, you pray to God and you ask God to forgive you your sins. If God marks the iniquity you have committed or wants to use your sin against you, do you think you will stand? Do you think you will be alive? If God wants to judge you based on the offenses, please forgive them. It's time to heal up. Forgive them. Forgive them. Forgive your parents. Whatsoever. We are all humans. We make mistakes. It's time to forgive your parents. You might not know the value of having them now. Heal up. Forgive them. Remember all the good things your parents have done for you and what they still do. Learn not to complain about the things they were not able to give you. Instead, release on what you have and be grateful to them. Be grateful. Tell them you are proud of having them as your parents. You should never be embarrassed of who your parents are. Don't ever be embarrassed. Lie. Love your parents the way they are. Make them better. Remember, no one in the world loves you more than your parents do. No one, apart from your husband or your wife or something. Your parent loves you with all their hearts and would not wish you evil or bad. Thank you all and stay blessed. Bye.